Linda, a notary public at a local bank, is approached by Mrs. Garcia, who wants to grant her daughter, Sophia, authorization to manage certain transactions on her bank account. Mrs. Garcia provides an authorization form that she has filled out but has not yet signed. She tells Linda that she has arthritis and would prefer to sign the document at home where she's more comfortable. She asks Linda to notarize the authorization form now and assures her that she will sign it later in front of her daughter. What should Linda do in this situation? To help us answer this question, let's have a look at section 182.3 found in the Notary Public License Law booklet entitled Requirements for Notaries, and it states at subsection A, all notaries public who wish to perform notarial acts in New York State must, and we could jump to subsection 3 for the purpose of this question, require the personal appearance of all parties to any transaction for which notarial act is required for the duration of any such transaction. So with this in mind, let's have a look at our four choices to determine the solution. Choice A states, notarize the authorization form since Mrs. Garcia intends to sign it later. Well, this is incorrect. As I just read from the law before, the personal appearance of Mrs. Garcia would be required for the entirety of the transaction. So Mrs. Garcia attending now in front of Linda but only signing later would not meet that requirement, and therefore choice A is not the correct solution. Choice B states, provide a jurat instead of an acknowledgement for the document. This switching of the format would not change anything, as a jurat would also need to be signed in the presence of the notary public, and therefore choice B is not the correct solution either. Choice C states, inform Mrs. Garcia that notarization requires her to sign the document in Linda's presence. Now this seems to be correct based on the law that I just read from, but before we mark it as such, let's have a look at choice D just to be certain. Choice D states, allow Mrs. Garcia's daughter to sign on her behalf and proceed with notarization. This is incorrect because unless there were other arrangements in place, such as via a power of attorney, Mrs. Garcia's daughter does not have authority to sign on her behalf, and therefore choice D is not the correct solution, which indeed leaves choice C, inform Mrs. Garcia that notarization requires her to sign the document in Linda's presence, as the correct solution.